Star Wars only, I don't know what the fuck your problem is.
So the writer for Star Wars, Solo, a Star Wars Story, the movie, John Kasdan, he recently got in a lot of crap for saying that Lando was a pansexual, but now he's coming out on the Solo movie and he's saying he's regretting a certain character's death, and this character is Val, and he says, in retrospect, I don't know how to say the lady's name, I'll just say Newton, that's her last name, may actually have been too good and too interesting as Val. It was always in the design of the story that Beckett, Woody Harrelson's character, would lose his trusted crew members during the job gone wrong, and forced to rely on the newbies Han and Chewie, and this will also open the door for Lando, Kira, and L3 to join the crew, but Newton's character is so compelling to watch that the death of her character feels a little like a cheat. It's odd and unexpected, it's an odd and unexpected problem that comes with working with such amazing, compelling actors in the Star Wars universe. You just want more of them. And I couldn't really disagree more, honestly, with him. I don't think Val was a very interesting character, but that's just me. He goes on to say, personally, I think there are great Star Wars movies to be made that don't need to cost quite so much. Hopefully that will be a trend in years to come, and maybe, just maybe, the trend will allow us, one way or another, to tell more stories with Alden, Jonas, Imola, and Donald, and these are the actors for the Solo movie. With those actors and Ron Howard, I would jump at the opportunity given the way Hollywood and the culture at large seem to run from anything labeled as a disappointment. The odds seem like they're up against it happening anytime soon, but I suppose Han wouldn't have it any other way. So yeah, basically just saying he kind of regrets the death of the character Val in the movie, and I don't know. I've only seen the Solo movie once, and you can check out my trailer, or not my trailer, my review on it. It's an okay film. I don't know why people were saying I love it, or some people are coming out saying it's horrible, some people are coming out saying it's great. It's really not either. It's just an okay film. It's an enjoyable film. It's not better than The Force Awakens to me, because The Force Awakens felt like Star Wars. This movie just was an okay film. It's slightly entertaining, slightly comedic, and literally all I can say is that it's okay. And that Val character was, for me, uninteresting. Woody Harrelson's character, of course, was great because it was Woody Harrelson for me, and that's one of the reasons I loved his character. But this movie was very forgettable. I mean, I don't remember much about it because it wasn't that eye-catching. A lot of people talk about it, and, I posted a deleted scene thing on my Instagram, and some people in the comments were like, oh yeah, I forgot this movie existed. And that seems to be the state of future spin-off movies, and even Rogue One, where yes, I enjoyed Rogue One, but it's also kind of forgettable as well. It was enjoyable, and I really liked it, but it's a forgettable film. It's not something that really holds an impact on, things that you watch. It's not like, you watch a Forrest Gump or Schindler's List where you're like, oh my god, the stories in that, I'm gonna hold on to that forever. With these movies, it's like, okay. And I'm fine with movies like that. If they're solid, enjoyable films you watch from time to time, great. But I think it's kind of foolish for John to say that, he regrets Val's death and it feels like a cheat, when she wasn't that big of a character that anyone could connect with. That's a problem that, we have with Disney's Star Wars right now, is that there's not a lot of characters you can connect with. And in this film, to be fair, there wasn't so much comedy as there was in all the other films. There was comedy, don't get me wrong, there was comedy, and very poor comedy, but it didn't feel as forced as some of the other ones. I think the movie that handled the comedy the best was probably Rogue One. Rogue One and The Force Awakens handled their comedy really well in terms of not forcing it. Last Jedi forced a lot of comedy, and this movie had comedy, but in scenes that weren't very tense, and, it's supposed to be dramatic. So, I don't know. I don't think Val was a great character. I certainly don't miss her. I forgot she even existed until, he said this. I thought Lando was a pretty solid character. I'm surprised Donald Glover was such a solid actor in that. Alden playing Han, I've already said he didn't play Han Solo in my opinion. He just played a different character that happened to have the name of Han. He just didn't feel like Han to me, but that's just me. But like I said, this movie's an okay movie. I don't think Val's a great character, and so I do disagree with him on this, but it would be interesting to see what they do in the future. And like he says that, doing Star Wars movies that don't cost so much. Well, the reason this film cost so much and was a flop is because of all the reshoots, and it was a film that no one was interested in. Don't make a film about Han Solo when no one's interested in Han Solo, and you just killed him in the last movie, The Force Awakens, or there's The Last Jedi, but the movie before that, he just died, so it's kind of like, well, why do I need a story about him if he just died? I mean, come on, I already kind of parted with the character, why are you trying to get me to reconnect with him when you just killed him off? I mean, what's next? 2020, you're gonna get a Luke standalone film playing the Sebastian guy who plays the Winter Soldier? Well, I'm not going to want to watch that because you just killed Luke off in The Last Jedi. and for me, you just killed his character. So, yeah, interesting topic by John. I don't agree with him on this, but that's just me. Comment your thoughts. Do you think Val was an interesting character in Solo, a Star Wars story? Did you even watch Solo, Star Wars story? And if you did, tell me your thoughts about it. Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Do you think it was like me, where it's just an okay film? I don't know. I'm Star Wars Only. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see y'all next time. May the Force be with you, always.